I think it's fair to start talking about a certain topic, and I'm going to make this so that y'all can see me pretty well. Now, where is my pink pen? Yeah, I don't even know. It keeps flipping too. It's kind of weird. I won't lie. That was weird. This is what we're using. Let's pull up the paper, y'all. Right here is my new idea for YouTube, and we're gonna just talk about it right now. The light would be pretty nice right now, but yeah. So I'm just chilling. I recently today bought a brand new pillow for myself, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable. But there's one thing that I wanted to really talk about, and it's like really just the topic of refreshing, restarting, and going ghost as a concept. And I feel like in the past year, I've definitely gone ghost, as you can say it. I remember like 2 years ago deleting my Instagram account, and this was like in 12th grade because I was graduating high school 2 years ago. And I think it's safe to say that doing that was possibly one of the worst decisions that I've made. But that's because I desperately wanted to be alone around the time, and that's probably why I even did that. But doing it proved nothing when I had done it. And it's probably safe to say that you're better off just not going ghost when you feel like that you should, right? I'm trying to adjust this, but like this is kind of hard to adjust. But yeah. So going ghost, right, would basically just mean maybe a quick time check at 7:13, but me personally, I did it for mental health. I did it because I was stuck at a point where I just felt like I couldn't do things. It doesn't even matter how many followers I had. Generally, it doesn't. I wasn't working on social media at the time. I still don't even do that. I just post videos to post them. But at the time, other things became my priorities, and it was more really mental centered, and very much so like in my head type of priorities that looking back now, it doesn't really matter anymore. But that's besides like the point. I feel as though even Threads is something that I use now, but I didn't used to use it. And I'll be honest, it was depression and anxiety, but it's more like, did I even have that, right? Like, that's the question. It's like, was I even struggling with it? Because I wasn't. I wasn't struggling with it at all, because why? I don't have a mental condition. I don't even have a mental illness. How could I struggle with something? Just call it something and then just say I'm struggling with it? It doesn't make sense. So, I'm just thinking about so many different things. Okay. I can say 2025 was one of the worst years of, my life personally. 2024 was pretty bad too. For like, if I try remembering, it's pretty bad. 2023 was the year before I was gonna graduate, but most of high school I had it pretty bad. I didn't work, so I didn't pay my own bills, but I have my own bills that I pay now. And I'd say that things are different now because of it. But I think recording things is helping me to process why I'm starting to hate certain things or why I've hated certain things in the past. And it's not like it couldn't have been prevented because obviously things have changed. I'm a different person now. But to what extent am I a different person, right? Like, at what cost am I a different person? That's why I wanted to bring up the topic of going ghost and restarting, because that's what I did intentionally at one point, and at what point I decided to basically just switch things up in my life and have a breaking point so that I can like make the change, have the turning point experience, and then switch things up and like try to go down a different type of path, which I will be honest, it didn't get me anywhere because realistically there wasn't much to do. There isn't much space to move, and it's safe to say that things changed this year more so than they did last year. I think a lot of things happened this year so far that I can say things have made like its biggest turnaround. And I think like I'm just playing with my life at this point. That's really, I feel like, the best way that I can describe how things are right now, is that I'm just like playing with my life. And I mean, am I okay with it? Am I not okay with it? I think this is really something to think about at a later point, right? Because right now it feels like I'm experimenting. And I think what I wanted to do, my intent lied where I wanted to actually intentionally experiment. I also had a lot of problems with disassociation, and I deeped a lot of things that I would see on social media and online, so much so that it did not help me at a later point. It did not help me as the time went on, and it came to a point where there really was a breaking point for me, and a definite there's no going back now moment. So when that happened, it became pretty hard to actually think, okay, what do I like what do I even really do right now, or like how do I think? How do I start thinking? How do I start changing? I'm a very like I like to see myself as someone who's career driven, but when you're 17, you're not really career driven. Are you, right? My first job was an internship at a grassroots organization that was all about implementing aspects and roots of community, fostering growth in communities, and all the things that are above or below that umbrella of fostering growth within community organizations. I didn't do anything following that, but I could have been the kind of person who just simply got a job. Could have been that person, but I wasn't. And um it really started to take a toll on me after the moment where all hell broke loose. Like, because I remember starting to overthink about the fact that I didn't have a job. I definitely came to a point where the job ended, real quick, guys. 7 months isn't long, and having a job for 7 months, you need to think about what you can do after the fact. And there isn't much you can do with something like that if it's on your resume. Someone like me didn't think about what to do. I didn't think about what the process is of getting a job. I didn't think about anything. And so I didn't really put myself in the best position to actually like be like, hey, like what are the ideas? What do I actually like do from this point forward? So I didn't do anything. I didn't make any moves. So I definitely struggled with money after the fact, and I had little to no confidence about getting a job. To this day, I can still say I lack a lot of confidence when it comes to getting a job. Do I know I can do it? For sure, I can do that. Before I didn't, and I was like 17. And was I happy? Was I like okay with life? I mean, I was doing well. This is the reason why I never opened up my YouTube back then, right? Like, I probably am not the kind of person that can say, oh, sorry, I'm getting a call. Hello? What?
What's it called? Can we switch?
Switch, sorry, what?
Like I can give you my headphones and I can get your AirPods. Only for like a little bit.
No.
Chill, bro.
Anyway, but yeah. That's ringing on my laptop and it's ringing on my phone. It's kind of annoying. But, I can't even film in peace. I can't even record in peace. Gotta let niggas know I'm recording something. Like, what is this? It's starting to get to a point. It's starting to get to a point. Starting to get to a point, but anyway, it makes it all the more easier for me to get my mind back on track. So, but yeah, like, I can definitely say, guys, like, I don't know if this video, like, I want to list some steps that I took to growth, because I'll be so honest, I never grew. Like, I never really made certain levels to my shit. I never made levels to my shit. Like, it didn't feel as though that there was a space to grow from, and that there was a space to grow from. I just think that I didn't make space for myself, or enough space to actually grow. And again, I'm actually a very suburban girl. What am I growing from, respectfully? Like, what am I really? But we're talking about self-growth, right? And in that aspect, there's a lot to grow, and there's a lot to grow in. When you're lacking the friends, there's a lot to grow in. There's gonna be points in your life where you're a very busy person, and there's gonna be points where you aren't. So when the busy became unbusy, it became hard to do things. I often wonder if I picked up a job after my internship, would I have ended up going to Saudi Arabia at all eventually, the way that I eventually did due to my personal issues that I was having at the time? When I think about that, I genuinely start to like, because it's like, I wouldn't have, right? Like I know what the purpose of that trip was, right? I was told that by my parents who were watching me like struggle basically. And if I had worked, I wouldn't have struggled as bad as I did. And I feel like if I had just gotten a job, like it really would have been that simple. I'm pretty sure anyone, and I mean anyone, can take any type of like length that they need to go towards to get a job, and it doesn't even matter how old you are. Like, I'm pretty sure anyone can get a fucking job, and being 17, you can work at McDonald's. So I think this is the problem, right? Because dead ass, people just do whatever, and you can do whatever too. And it's what you do that matters. You can be really insecure and still do things. But you can still get to where you need to go. I think it just takes confidence and like knowing what you're doing. Like, I'm even using ChatGPT right now to try to figure out something and ask a question because I'm wondering. Like, my question right now is if any food safety certificate valid for a job. Like, and then you can go ahead and just ask like extra questions. It's so weird, you guys. Job, right, requires me that I get a food handler certificate. It lasts me a good 5 years because I have to actually work with foods. I was running a cooking program with my coworker, so we needed that because it might be back since it actually closed the program. That's what my job is right now. Do I plan on picking up another job? That's another question, right? For like, I'm saying anything. I'm dropping anything right now. Any details, because I know what's going through my head. Like, I'm literally thinking of so many different things that I want to do in life right now. And this is what got me, right? Like, back then, when I felt as though I needed to restart, that is what got me. It was the jumping ahead, the skipping ahead of thoughts, ideas, skipping ahead in general. Guys, I'm gonna be so honest. When it comes to your head, you need to treat yourself healthily and you need to take care of your mental health because your mental health is really important. It doesn't even matter how old you are. You need to actually take care of yourself because no one is going to do it for you, and you're the only one who knows what you're doing, what you're thinking, any of that. Literally, I kid you the fuck not. It is so important. And if I knew that before, I probably would have done things to help like that. But it's a thing that is really like important. Can't overthink it.